Welcome to the good life. Thank you for stopping by. We are back from a nice summer break, here to have some new conversations, get into some new topics, and talk about some new things that are going on in this world, huh? Yeah, I'm really excited to be back doing this, and I'm excited to be able to speak with, some more friends, and maybe have a few people back on the show, and yeah, just kind of get rolling on this again. It was a nice summer. It was a nice way to kind of recharge. That makes more sense. And yeah. So anyway, I got a guy on here today. His name is Luke Castle. He is the co-founder and the president of the Royal Starr Arts Institute in Royal Oak, Michigan. And we're going to be talking about the Royal Starr Film Festival, which is coming up here in September. We're going to be talking about some of the different films that are there, and we're also going to be talking about, I have a film that's there. What? So, let's get to it. Luke Castle, thank you very much for being here, man.
Thank you for having me.
So you are the co-founder and the president of the Royal Starr Arts Institute in Royal Oak.
Yeah.
So where did that idea come from, and tell us kind of where or what it's about, what you guys do?
Well, a couple of gentlemen got together and they wanted to do a film festival, and they got in contact with me. These were older gentlemen, and we did it, I guess. I don't know. There's not much more to it than that. You start somewhere and then it becomes other things. But we did our first 2 years. I was just a board member, and then I was elected president the third year, and I've been president ever since.
Nice.
We've morphed over the years under my leadership. We have become a community organization that helps artists find paid work. So the thing that I was always interested in is what I call the economy of film, the exchange of goods and services for money. So I like the hobbyists and everything, but this is what I want to do for a living, and there has to be an economy of film. So that's why we do the mixer events every month. Help people find work, make sure we're helping people network, lowering the bar to entry. That's why we do the $20 headshot. So anybody could start in the industry. So yeah, there's a couple of programs that we do, and there's a couple of programs that we'd like to do in the future after the world's back to normal-ish.
Yeah.
There were some programs I had planned for last year, but we obviously had to put them on hold. I want to get into funding, helping small filmmakers fund films using community resources. So there's different things that I'd like to do as we grow the Arts Institute out.
So well, yeah. That's a big thing.
And then we do a big film festival in the fall.
Yes. But dude, that's a big thing, man. I mean, funding is, as you know, the hardest, if not it's one of, if not the hardest part of getting a film made is getting the funding and,
Absolutely.
and getting everything in place. And so, yeah, that's great, man. That's awesome. Now you spoke about the film festival. So
yes.
The Royal Starr Film Festival has been going on for how many years now?
This will be its 6th year.
6 years. Okay. So
we've been going pretty strong.
Yeah. So we've got a big lineup of films this year.
And actually, it's our smallest lineup of films, but we have some really good stuff.
That's what I mean.
It's concentrated.
Yes.
This is our smallest year, obviously, because there's not a lot of films being made last year. We went indoors. So these are a year or two old, some of them. Some of them were filmed during the end of the pandemic, or they were just being finished up at the beginning of it. But there wasn't a lot. This is our lowest year as far as films, but I am really proud to say that every year the films get better and better. And we have some this year. Drunk Bus is something I'm really looking forward to. So I think that's really great, is we're getting these bigger films from these larger studios. And we're going to continue to foster those relationships, because we want those studios to start looking at us.
Yeah.
I'm also part of MIFIA, the film lab. I guess it's a film incentive organization to get the incentive back here in Michigan. So you can look up more of them. It's MIFIA. I think it's MIFIA.org.
But that's great, dude. I mean, what's okay, so then I guess what's kind of the word on that? Because I'd heard I think last year I'd heard that there was a proposal that was coming out about getting the film incentives back here in Michigan. But I haven't heard anything since. So is that moving along, do you know, or
Yes,
has there
it
been
is.
anything halted?
I believe it went in front of the lower house in December of last year, and I think we're trying to get it in front of the house again this fall.
Hmm.
I think the beginning of September actually is when was my last meeting. And it looks positive. Like the gentlemen and women that were working on it really wrote a strong proposal for an incentive this year. And they worked really hard to get both sides of that aisle in Lansing on board for something like this.
Good.
I think one of the things is we realized is there was some rhetoric about how a film incentive wasn't going to help out one of these big think tanks. I think, but we now know it does. Take Georgia and Atlanta, like they were doing it at the same time we were, and everybody the same place was like, oh, Georgia's not going to, it's not going to take off. It's going to be a detriment. And here they are. They're a booming business now. And that could have been us because we had a better incentive in the beginning. So
one thing I know I had heard, I had spoken with a few people that that had been able to see what what the incentive was and be able to work with what the incentive program said, and a common thing that I've heard across the board really was that our old incentive program was it was too vague. It wasn't specific enough, and Atlanta, or Georgia, I should say, saw that and kind of specified it to be a little bit more clear cut, and it's booming. And so I hope that this proposal, I mean, obviously I haven't seen it, but I hope that it is a lot more intentional in terms of making sure that business stays here, with film, and it continues after productions leave, and yeah, man, I mean, that'd be great. And because I mean, we have every landscape here that you could think of. I mean, we have the big city, we have an oceanside feel. What's that? I'm sorry.
We also have seasons.
Yes, exactly. We do. So man.
No, I'm excited for that to be proposed. There are a lot of states that have incentives of some sort. Even our neighbor Ohio has one.
Yeah.
And I feel like we had a really good thing going, and we let it go. I mean, so hopefully we can build that trust again with the industry and have a solid incentive for work, because there's so many of us. Our community, just our filmmaker community, is probably about 1,000 now.
Yeah.
And then before the pandemic, they were regularly meeting at about 200 people a month. And half of those were new. So we definitely have it here, and we're not even, even touching on all the people that professionally do it day in and day out yet. Because we don't get to see a lot of those people. So I'm excited to see what comes of it. And it's something I'll continue to put my efforts behind as we go forward into 2022. But hopefully by 2022 we have something. Like, I'm really hoping this year is the year. It'd be great.
Yeah, dude. It would be great for sure. So the film festival this year is September 10th through the 18th. There's films that are playing pretty much for each night. I think it's each weekend, but are playing all throughout the day, and there are tickets available.
Yes, there's tickets available.
So where can everybody buy tickets if they want to come see it?
I believe it's you can go to royalstar.org with 2 R's. Yeah, I think that's where you would start.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
That's
And what's great is it's an in-person festival. We're bringing it back to the
we're going to
theaters.
be very careful about how we do things. We're constantly monitoring our situation here in Oakland County and Southeast Detroit or Southeast Michigan. It is it's part of our concerns.
Mhm.
We don't know how far we're going to take our event this year because we usually have a lot more events. We might scale those back, but the festival itself, the core of it, will be there. And we're really proud because we didn't take a break last year either. We just adapted and did a drive-in, and we were safe. So we'll keep going as long as we have the support. We'll keep going.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's great, man. I'm glad to see people going back to the theater. I'm glad to see festivals. I mean, I just so our film Project Horror, which is at the Royal Starr Film Festival, we had another festival called the ICU Awards, or the ICU Festival, and that was all online, and which is fine, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? It's you want to be able to see that stuff in the theater and be there with everybody, feel the energy with everybody, and and I think that's important. And so it's great that you guys are doing that.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm excited to see everybody. It takes us all year to put this on, so it'd be very sad if we couldn't.
Yeah,
we were really sad last year because we didn't know what was going to happen. Even 30 days before the film festival, we didn't know. But we sort of held true, like we're going to have it and something's going to come and sort of save us, and it did. So we're really lucky to have Imagine Entertainment as one of our greatest partners and supporters for the last 6 years. Just incredibly grateful for that because they have been there for us the entire time, and they love to support that independent local filmmaker scene. I can't say enough about them. That's just great.
Yeah, well, that's great, man. So to kind of veer off a little bit, I wanted to ask your thoughts. You're also a gamer, correct?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'm surrounded by probably about 1,000 games.
Okay, so what's your favorite games to play?
Games. I'm not your normal gamer guy as far as I'm not into shooters. There's some that I am. What am I playing right now? I do a lot of Switch right now because I'm on the move. But I have all the systems. I have the Xbox One. I have the PlayStation 4 or 5. I don't remember. I don't really play the PlayStation. It's the least of them. I think recently I've been playing Minecraft, to be honest.
Nice.
Just sort of to chill out. It's this time of the year gets always super stressful getting ready.
Yeah.
And that's sort of I don't know, yoga for me, yoga for my brain, I guess. I have no idea. But what was I playing recently? I have no idea. Where's my Switch? I have a lot of games. That's what it is. So I just go through and it could be a different game every single day because I just have a lot. I think I have over 240 just Switch games.
Just for the Switch?
Just for the Switch.
Wow.
Yeah, I have 700 games for my PC. I probably have over 100 for the Xbox. Well over 100. I think it's almost 200 now. Yeah, I just have a lot of. I don't play them all. I just sort of collect them. I have no idea. It's just sort of my thing. Digital and non-digital. It just doesn't matter. Most of my Switch stuff is. I have both. Actually, both. I have a lot of carts because I just had to buy a new case because I filled a case. So yeah, I have a lot of games. I don't get to play a lot anymore. I think that's what it is. It's just I don't get to play a lot, but I still buy a lot. I do play a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever play the Fallout series?
That is one of my favorite series.
Yeah.
Fallout and the Elder Scrolls for sure. Skyrim was really great. Fallout 4, I think it was.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's my favorite game of all time is Fallout 4.
Yeah, for sure. It's probably definitely up there in my top 3 at least.
Well, and I was excited. when I was excited because I was like, okay, well, Fallout 76, you get to play online, get to play with your friends. Like, this is gonna be great. And I bought it. I like pre-ordered it. I did like I got like the big package one. I was like, this is it. Like, I'm not gonna like this game, right?
Yeah, it's a hard one.
I played it like 4 times and it was atrocious.
I put in some hours that Christmas. I bought it and I was like, okay, it's unfinished, but like the things that I was interested in doing were finished enough.
Mm,
So I played it. Like I just like building stuff.
yeah.
So it was just like post-apocalyptic Minecraft to me. Um, and that's what I did. Like I like resource management games. I like them in board games too. I love resource management stuff. I love strategy games. I like RPGs too. So like I don't know. I didn't mind 76. I minded the multiplayer of 76.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yeah, dude. I was playing and I got into a gunfight with somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we're shooting, whatever. And I'm like, wow, this guy's aim is just atrocious. I mean, he can't hit it, he can't hit the broadside of a barn. I mean, it was terrible. I killed him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm running away. And then I start getting shot. It was because of the lag that his shots were just now finally hitting me. And so I'm just like losing health as I'm running away. Like, what the heck is going on here, dude? Like, this is atrocious, you know?
I remember those days. They've done some cool stuff with it now. I feel like their roadmap to a full game is interesting. Like they introduced NPCs finally because it wasn't empty. It was a very empty world.
Yeah.
And now there's NPCs. I've never been able to throw myself into an online game. I just like it just was never my thing. I remember like World of Warcraft when I was a kid was okay, but just it felt like I was grinding, and I feel like there's no strategy to grinding. You just like hit, move. So it becomes boring that repetition loop for me. But like scavenging the wasteland for like parts because you want to build some kind of weird thing was always cool to me in Fallout 4. Like that was cool. And that's the same thing I did in 70. I even paid for like a couple months of their premium plan. I think it's like $14. And that was cool. Like I wanted to give it its try because I did spend money on it.
Yeah.
But I didn't spend like what you guys did. I got it for $35 because it tanked in the first week, and then it's like, okay, we'll give it to you guys for $35. I'm like, now I'll buy it.
Yeah, dude.
What I did do though is I went out and bought brand spanking new. What was it called? The one that came out in December of this year, past year. 2077, I think it was.
Oh yes, Cyberpunk. Yeah.
And I bought that.
Oof. That's tough.
And I put the hours into that. It's interesting. I don't know if I enjoy those games anymore.
Yeah.
I think there was a time, like, I feel like it's very Grand Theft Auto-esque. And the play loop, after you've done it a couple hundred times, it's like, okay, it's a mission. You got to go do this mission. And there's like 7 types of missions or 27 types of missions, but you've played them all. So it's just like, okay, it is what it is. I got Game Builder recently for the Switch. I'm interested in that. Where you like build games inside of the Switch. So I'm interested in that. And we'll see what happens. I don't know if I can actually put that much time into it, but I don't know. It's just some of the game loop is just not as interesting to me as I get older. Yeah. I still like adventure games though, where you like sort of get to explore a world. So I think I'll always be a fan of like the Elder Scrolls series, given like I wasn't a fan of the online one. Like it was the reason why I bought an Xbox One. Was to go play Elder Scrolls online. It was the first game I bought for the Xbox One, and I played it because it was the only game I had for like the first month. And I don't know if I really got really far in it because it was just like, I'm not into online games. And I'm not into online shooters. Like there's a time and a place for it for me. Like, oh, okay, I'll play it. But most of it, like that's a me time kind of thing.
Yeah.
So Like
I've been playing a lot of Rocket League. Um,
I liked Rocket League.
that's a fun game. I've got a couple buddies that play that, and it's it's so hard to well,
Oh
it's
yeah.
so hard to get good at and get used to, because the speed is so quick.
I it's something I realized that was a skill that I was just not going to have. I think I have it for my Switch, and I think I have it for my Xbox. And I played it for a couple of days. I would just jump on and see what I could do. I've never done anything good in that game ever. I don't even think I've ever scored. So, but it's cool flipping the thing. Like I really enjoy like the physics of that game.
Yeah,
The physics of that game make it so much fun.
yeah, most definitely.
It's just crazy. So
Yeah.
Rocket League was cool. That's the kind of online game I can get behind every now and then because it's not a time sink. Like you can start and stop anytime you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus something like Fallout 76. Like if you're in a mission and it's like a 2-hour mission because you're with other dudes, it's just like you're stuck there. You can't turn it off because they're gonna get pissed at you. So, and then you have to go find those people.
Yeah.
Someone's
That-
like,
Did you hear that Amazon is going to be making a Fallout TV series?
oh, I'd be interested in that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for that. I guess
they're really putting some money under Prime Gaming right now. I don't think people realize if you have an Amazon Prime, like they give you like 8 to 10 games free every month.
do they really?
Yeah, go look it up. They bought up Twitch, so like I think it's prime.gaming.com, something like that. But yeah, Prime Gaming, and if you have an Amazon account, there's a bunch of promo codes, and it's like they have their own version of Steam, so digital stuff. Yeah, and it's great. Like I try to go, you have to go and get the games though. Like you have to click on it and say, I'm claiming this game. But once you have it, it's in your library forever. So
Oh, that's dope.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
All right, man. Well, hey, let's before we wrap up here, let's get to a segment I call the goods. Just a couple rapid fire questions, just to kind of pick your brain a little bit and see what you think. And yeah, man, we'll kind of get to it. So. All right, number one. If you had to choose one game to play for the rest of your life, and it's the only game that you can play, what would it be?
That's a tie. It's between Minecraft and Fallout 4.
That's a great.
Are they updating the game?
What's that?
Are they going to update the game? Can I get the updates for the game?
Yes, you can.
All right, so it'd be Minecraft because they're still updating it. There's super new content coming out. Fallout 4, they stopped.
Yeah, I got all the DLCs, and after that, there was they pretty much quit because they wanted. Yeah, they did. Okay, what is your favorite movie of all time?
I see people ask me this question. I don't have a favorite movie of all time.
Do you have like a top 3?
Yeah, like I never prepared for this answer because I forgot what they were.
They must be really
There's
good
a lot of
films.
movies that I just like. It's hard for me to pick one. I'm going to say Godfather 2 is like one of my favorite things. Because I don't know, it hits home, I guess. But like I like movies like The Fundamentals of Caring on Netflix is really, really good. It's an indie with Paul Rudd. So there's a mixture of things that I like. And then I like stuff like that's dumb and stupid from the 90s. And like teeny bopper movies. So like I have a very wide taste of what I enjoy.
That's good though. That's a good thing.
If there's one movie that I would suggest watching right now, it would be The Fundamentals of Caring, for sure.
Okay. All right.
That's a really good ending with Paul Rudd, and Paul Rudd is perfect.
Dude, Paul Rudd's great. He really is. He's and it's funny because like he had his comedy career, you know, he was doing really well, but I feel like he's kind of hitting a whole new stride, and it's almost like he's jumped into another lane, and now he's working that lane. It's cool to see.
Yeah. See what he can do next.
Have you ever seen the movie The Peanut Butter Falcon?
Yes, very well done.
That's a great movie. I just
Yeah,
watched that.
very
I mean,
well.
I've already seen it, but I just watched it again. Great movie. Yeah,
I think it was in North Carolina under their incentive. Um,
I think
he
so.
wrote that with the kid.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I think if he can keep himself sane, he does really good work.
You speak of
Like
Shia
Honey Boy
LaBeouf?
was, yeah. I've worked with Shy when he was in town on Transformers. And the guy's incredibly deep. Like he really is. I mean, we've watched him grow up in front of us, but it's not the kid that like there's more. There's a deeper level to the guy. And he's constantly really trying to dissect life, I think.
Mm,
And he's been through a lot. Like if you've seen Honey Boy, that's sort of
that's a great movie too,
yeah.
and it
So I
explains a
think he
lot.
does really good. Yes, it
Yeah,
definitely does. So I like what he's doing. I would love to see more of his work. I hope he has more in him. He wrote that in rehab though, Honey Boy.
yeah,
Got a dog.
yeah,
So
yeah. He did. He wrote it, and he told his dad because his dad asked him who was going to be playing him, and he needed his dad to sign off on him playing him, but he told his dad that Mel Gibson was going to be playing him.
yeah,
And his dad was like, "Oh, hot damn, great, and got all excited, and yeah." I think that's funny. Okay, and then my final question for you, sir, is what are some ways that you keep positivity in the forefront to keep yourself centered?
I have a huge. I have a really tight group of friends. So I think that's like the big thing I have is I have a tight group of friends that I can go to for stuff. And when you have that, like you don't ever really feel like you can't handle something.
Mm-hmm.
I have really good people working with me at the festival. They're like my board are some of my closest friends. He likes to be on. Every time I'm talking to this, he like wants to jump up here. Go on. I don't think he realizes I'm talking to a phone. I think he thinks I'm talking to him. But yeah, I think having and then just it's a decision. Like at the end of the day, it's a decision. Everybody feels like crap, but you sort of have to decide, and it's okay if you don't. There's some days you're just too tired to decide, and take a day. But most part, I feel like it's a decision. It's how you think about things. But yeah,
That's great,
good
man.
friends, good people in my life. That's what it is. I've made the decision of having really good people in my life.
Yeah. Well, that's great, man. Well, Luke Castle, I appreciate you coming on, and I appreciate you being here to talk a little bit about the festival.
I probably
Again,
should say when it is, huh?
you should say what?
When it is. It's September 9th, the weekends of September 9th through the 19th. You can go to royalstar.org or Facebook, Royal Starr Arts Institute, for more information. And then for MIFIA, it is MIFIA.org if you want to learn more about the incentive that we're putting out. So those are the things that I do. And then I'm usually doing, BTS, behind the scenes kind of stuff on my personal Instagram, which is Luke Castle 57. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't make like the festival Instagram, but just it's like how I deal with stuff in the background. So if you guys are into that kind of stuff, it's my Instagram too. But
Definitely.
thank you for having me on.
Yeah, man, of course. And you're welcome anytime. And all of those links and everything will be down in the description. So make sure to check all that out, and make sure to check Luke out and his personal Instagram page. Check out what he's doing. Yeah, man. And thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you very much for watching this episode of The Good Life. Thank you to Luke for coming on board and talking a little bit about the film festival, talking about, everything on how it started, and a little bit about gaming, and just kind of hanging out, and having a conversation. So for all of you, make sure you go into the description. I can't speak today. Make sure you go in. See, you know what I think it is? I burned my tongue the other day, and so it feels like my tongue's swollen, but it's not. But it's just like on the edge. Have you ever had that? Anyway, go to the links down in the description and make sure to get your tickets to the film festival if you want to come check it out. It's in Royal Oak, Michigan at the Imagine Theaters. Yeah, unfortunately, you can't see my film because it's sold out. But it may be being moved to a bigger theater. Again, see, I can't speak. It's been a while. I know I'm taking a couple months off, but like, geez, you think I'd be just speaking. But anyway, yeah. So thank you very much for all of you who have stuck with me and who have been checking all the other episodes out during the break. It's great. And for those of you who will hopefully check this one out, make sure you like and subscribe, share, comment, all that stuff. Leave a 5-star review if you really like the show. Huh? Anyway, thank you very much, guys. And we will see you next week.